Good morning, everyone. My name is Madhu Lunawat, and I'm a chartered accountant by qualification. Sir just spoke about the humble beginnings from Guwahati, Assam, northeast part of our country, India. And after completing my CA, I worked with companies like Infosys, SREC, which is part of UTI, and lastly with Edelweiss. And then 2014, I decided to become an entrepreneur. And in every line I speak, I call, I'm very proud to call myself a founder. And it gels so well with the distribution community. How many of you are financial product distributors? So I always, here in India, the first thing I do whenever I address a gathering is to do the identity check, right? The distributors will call themselves wealth creators, financial planners, and probably smile givers, so on and so forth. But I tell them, first and foremost, you are entrepreneurs. So distribution, planning, and everything is a part, you need to do it day in, day out. But first, what you are is important to believe in ourselves. We are entrepreneurs first. So coming to the topic today, India. Our first panel, we spoke a lot about why India. So I'll try to see how I do justice to this important topic. First is, as we can see the numbers, the global economy is slowing, right? And if you see India, we are already the 4th largest economy in the world, and we are on the right path and on track to become the 3rd largest by 2027. Now, structurally, what has changed here is, as I spoke about briefly, Chinese economy from 2008 to 12 grew by leaps and bounds, and the major reason, the major factor for this transformation was the increase in per capita income to more than 3,000. India is at $2,400, and we are just shy of that 3,000 benchmark. India has a robust system. We are consuming ourselves, right? We are not dependent on export like other emerging countries in the world. Look at demographic dividend. We are the youngest population in the world. 65% of our population is below 35. If you see the median age of India is 28. The median age of China is around 38. The median age of Japan is around 48. So this young population will keep feeding our manufacturing and services industry. What has also happened is the migration from rural to urban. Again, this is also feeding our manufacturing sector. This is also creating a lot of jobs, a lot of entrepreneurial activities. Startup ecosystem. We are the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world. And we have seen the kind of innovation Indian startup entrepreneurs are delivering on the table. Next, a very important point close to my heart is female labor participation ratio. So female labor participation, it did dip during COVID, but today it stands at 41%. Again, the way I drew Chinese analogy, I'll try to draw the analogy United States during Great Moderation from 1960 to 2000. There was a lot of economic transformation happening, and the major factor was the increase in United Nations, USA's female labor participation rate, which grew to as high as 57 to 58%. Now, similar thing is happening in India, and we are seeing that $11.2 trillion would come only by the female labor participation rate, which is currently already at 41%. And you'll also be happy to note that the rate at which the female labor participation rate is growing in India is 3 times what we saw in the American history. Equity markets, it's so close to our heart. given the best returns in the last 20 years. The MSCI index is in front of, the data is in front of all of us. Then comes corporates. In the past, whenever I've come to Dubai, I always hear, Madhu, everything is good, but the quality of earnings, we don't have that confidence. Corporate governance, we don't have confidence. So let me tell you, my dear friends, in the last 5 years, post demonetization, none of us liked it, right? Then came goods and services tax. So all these structural reforms, followed by the kind of intervention done by the government, be it in terms of PMLA, be it in terms of ED raids, be it in terms of CBI, or be in terms of SEBI raids, all these has structurally strengthened our economy and ensured that corporates become more corporate governance focused, more transparent. And then came COVID. Post-COVID, our corporates have realized that the businesses have to strengthen the balance sheets. Another important factor is the top corporates' leverage ratios has come down from 2.4 times to 1.5 times. Now, these corporates have more cash reserves available for innovation, for research and development, and for doing other manufacturing or setting up businesses. Then most important comes, which we discussed, asset allocation. India can no longer be a tactical play in your portfolio. It is the most pertinent, most important factor which has to be a large part, I would say a core part of your asset allocation, because it brings lesser volatility compared to other emerging market index. It has higher returns. It has low volatility or low correlation as well compared to other emerging market returns. So when all these things are there, right? Low correlation, low volatility, high growth, youngest population, demographic dividend which we are already seeing, best corporate governance standards, and a booming digital economy. So digital economy, if you see UPI as a crown in our digital infrastructure, digital payment system, and it accounts for more than 84% of all the digital transactions we do in India today. Apart from UPI, even if you see the number of transactions we do digitally, that's more than 99.8%. So UPI is contributing 84%, whereas other digital means combined together, 99.8% is being contributed by the payment systems, the digital systems which India has been leapfrogged compared to other countries. So just summing up, we have the most booming economy, we have the youngest economy, we have the most agile economy, we have the most bold political probably system. We have the best infrastructure available. We are investing a lot in infrastructure. Booming capital markets. Every month we see 30,000 crores coming in every month. The economic growth which is happening because of financial inclusion, which we all AMCs and distributors put together, are playing an important role, and an aggressive work culture as well. So when you have all these things, there's only one country, which is my country. So thank you so much, and I will request each and every person not to miss this bus, not to miss this time, that need tactical allocation. And we all spoke about the transparency which we are seeing in GIFT City structures. We are seeing the transparency we see in, our regulator SEBI has brought so much of transparency and clarity in all the investment products. So this is the time to invest in India, and this is the country where your entire allocation should be. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madhu. That was clear, compelling, and truly world-class. Your ability to bring data, conviction, and narrative together leaves a strong impact. Now, may I ask Anita to please come up and felicitate Madhu. Big round of applause for Madhu, please.